Well, my name's Nicola Lynch and I'm the Managing Director of Lord Street Properties. We own and manage the Wayfarer's shopping arcade in Southport, Merseyside. And we worked with Enlighten on a project to update and improve the lighting, exterior and interior, in the whole arcade. One of the challenges of the Wayfarers Arcade is making sure that people spy us when they're walking down Lord Street, because we have a very narrow entrance thanks to a particularly mean person when they built the arcade, only releasing one shop rather than two to make the width of the entrance a bit wider. A significant change has been we've now got a very nicely lit sign on Lord Street, which you really can't miss when you're walking down it in either direction, and I can only hope and believe that more people see where we are and turn right or left into the arcade than were doing so before, because it really is much more obvious that it's there. We'd spoken to a number of people who claimed to be able to help us with lighting design, but in reality they were, dare I say it, just enhanced electricians. So they came with a few practical suggestions of turning lights upside down, changing the shades, changing the bulbs, altering the fittings, but nobody seemed to have a look at the whole feel of the arcade and look at it from a more holistic viewpoint. After we'd had the initial assessment and we asked Rory to go away and come back with some ideas of how things could be improved, and he came back and presented to our board some thoughts and ideas with slides, with illustrations of sort of before and after. He took some photographs of our existing lighting and then did some illustrations of what it could look like if we improved the lighting. That was very, very helpful in us being able to see sort of before and after, even before we'd actually done the work. And in fact, I've been amazed how like some of those illustrations the real solutions are now that we've got to them. But he was also very patient in explaining to us why some of these things would work better. For example, the use of colour washes, the use of different colours of light bulbs, those sorts of things to create an overall enhanced impression. And he also had some really interesting ideas about how we could showcase certain elements of the architecture in the arcade, such as the friezes and some of the detail in terms of our woodwork. Rory came down and spent an evening with us and fitted one or two sample lights so that we could actually see what the impact would be, see what the effects were. We took quite a lot of photographs to share with the board, and that was incredibly helpful because you could see very quickly what a difference it could make, even though it was really like a bit of a sample. And in some cases it enabled us to order more bespoke lighting that actually fitted with our architecture. Well, I guess the key thing to think about is what's improved as a result of the new lighting scheme. And the first thing we can always count on is feedback from our tenants, whether it's good, bad or indifferent. And the feedback from our tenants has been overwhelmingly positive. We've had comments from tenants who are on the upper level that because the staircase is now so well lit, they get a lot more passing trade. People actually go up the stairs and walk along the upper level. They're hairdressers, and they already had a level of walk-in trade, but they said that walk-in trade has grown since the lighting was done. Similarly, a tenant in the avenue of the arcade, which was always a little bit dark once it had gone dark, said she has to keep looking at her watch because it's consistently light throughout the day, and whereas before she could really tell when it was getting to night time. Now I can only imagine that's had a great impact on our customer base, who will see the arcade as a light and things going on right up until we close it, as opposed to it looking a little bit dim as soon as the lighting goes.